and welcome into the Football Explainer YouTube channel. I'm back on this YouTube thing. It's been 6 months. I've been saying, oh, I'm going to make a video on this, going to make a video on that. Finally, we are here on YouTube, and it's going to be amazing. Hopefully editing is going to be on point. Hopefully thumbnails are going to be amazing. So if you want to come with me on this journey, make sure to subscribe. Press that big red button, turn it from red to grey. And before we get into it, let's just try and hit 50 likes. You know, we hit, I think, 60 in the first one. Let's try and get 50 in this one.
Are you sure about that?
And I haven't even told you what we're doing today. Of course, everybody knows my predictions are amazing. Like, I predicted Chelsea to win the Champions League in December before Tuchel came. That happened. Predicted Watkins to move to Aston Villa before that happened. It happened. They call me Fabrizio Romano because I predict these things, even though that's what Conor McGregor said. But yeah, we're going to be predicting the Euro 2021, like what's going to happen in Euro 2021 / Euro 2020, using the Telegraph wall chart predictor. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see on the screen right now, we have the Telegraph Euro 2021 wall chart and predictor. So we're going to go through each group, give a little synopsis of what we think is going to happen, choose our first, second, and third place teams, and then hopefully we'll go all the way down to the bottom and pick who's going to win it. I'm looking at the screen over here, so because I'm looking here, I won't be looking into the camera all the time. But okay, without any further ado, let's get into Group A. So you got Turkey, Italy, Wales, and Switzerland. I mean, I think that these groups in the Euros are quite poor. I don't think the quality in European football is outstanding right now. And in this group, people are talking about Turkey being outside bets. You got Burak Yilmaz. You don't get many 35-year-olds getting like 17 goals in a league-winning campaign in the top 5 leagues. Italy, you've got amazing midfield. You've got good strikers in Insigne, Immobile, players like that. Wales don't have great depth, but Bale was coming into his own towards the end of the season. So, and Switzerland are always pretty good, and they've got a decent midfield. Not a great attack. They've got Seferovic up front, got Sommer in net, got Zakaria as well, so some absolute FIFA legends. So what I think is going to happen in Group A, I'm going to go, I think Italy, for me, are my dark horses for the whole thing. Italy and Denmark are probably my dark horses for the whole thing, but I'll get into that later on. So I'm going to go Italy at 1. At 2, I'll probably go for, do I think Wales will win a game? I'm not sure. Like, if Wales get out of the group, I'll be surprised, but like, I wouldn't be too surprised, but like, I'll be surprised.
Cheers, Jeff.
I'm going to jump on the Turkey bandwagon. I'm going to go Turkey at 2, and I'll go Wales at 3. I'll say Gareth Bale wins you a game. He wins you a game against Switzerland. So I'm going to go Italy, Turkey, and Wales. Switzerland to be knocked out. Okay, Group B. Now, this is interesting. On the face of it, it doesn't look like an amazing group, but because of the permutations of the draw, as you'll see later on in the video, this could be an interesting group. So you got Denmark, who have a very solid team all around. You got Christensen, who obviously won the Champions League. Schmeichel. Who else have you got? You've got Kjaer, Vestergaard, players like that. So this team for me is a very solid team across the board. Not great as far as depth goes, but yeah, they've got some good players. They've got Skov, who plays on the wing, very good from set pieces. Finland, I think, are just happy to be there. Belgium are going to be number 1 in this group. Like, let's be real. I'm going to go Denmark at 2, and I think Teemu Pukki, in the top 4 goal scorers in the qualification round. I think he wins you a game against Russia. I think Russia flopped this tournament. So I'm going to go Belgium 1, Denmark 2, and Finland 3. But I doubt Finland are going to be one of the top place third teams. Group C. Now, this is interesting. Well, I'm going to say this for absolutely every single group. You've got Holland, Ukraine, Austria, and North Macedonia. So obviously North Macedonia, outside shouts, beat Germany, and did well in qualification. They've got some decent players. They've got Goran Pandev, the hairline merchant.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Austria, you've got your David Alabas. I don't really know too much about Austria. I'm just going to say David Alaba. He's a good player, and he's going to Real Madrid. Ukraine. Okay, so Ukraine are interesting because their midfield is solid. They've got Zinchenko, they've got Malinovsky, and they've got, I don't know what the other name is. But yeah, Ukraine are a decent shout. Like, they could actually win this group. And our boy Big Pav, he actually believes that they will win this group.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
But Holland, even though they've got no Van Dijk, no Donny van de Beek, I still think they'll have enough to get through. I think Memphis Depay will pull through. Memphis Depay at Holland, yeah, is a bit ridiculous. And if you're playing fantasy football, I think he's a steal at 9 mil. So make sure to get him in your team. So I'm going to go Holland at 1. I'm going to go Ukraine at 2. And I'll put Austria at 3. But I think it'll be tight between them and North Macedonia. Group D. Now we've got England, Croatia, Scotland, and Czech Republic. So Scotland are like a team of left backs.
What did you just say to me, you little prick?
Croatia are not as good as people think. England have beat them twice, I believe, since 2020. Since they're obviously the semi-final. Czech Republic. Don't know too much about Czech Republic. I mean, they must be all right if they're in the Euros.
Cheers, Jeff.
But I'll get more in depth in England, but I'm not sure England will go that deep in this tournament. I don't think Gareth Southgate is good enough, but I think the team spirit could like carry us a little bit. We could be team spirit merchants. But as far as this group goes, I'll probably go England at 1. I'll go Croatia at 2, and I'll go Scotland at 3. But I genuinely think Scotland will be able to push Croatia because even though Croatia have a good midfield in like Perisic, Modric, Kovacic, no Rakitic could be a bit of an L. Obviously, he retired from international football. I'm not sure when, but he's retired from international football, so that could be a bit stinky. Group E. Now, Spain are very, very interesting. I like Luis Enrique. He's got cojones. Unlike Gareth Southgate picking 4 right-backs instead of making a decision, Luis Enrique didn't bottle a decision. He could have picked a Real Madrid player, but was like, you know what? They didn't play well this year. Some of the players at Real Madrid didn't play amazing, and they don't fit in my system. So I'm not going to pick them, even though their name probably suggests I should, i.e. Lucas Vazquez, Sergio Ramos. I think the introduction of Aymeric Laporte will be very, very good. Pau Torres, their defense is very solid. Even though De Gea has not had an amazing time of it recently, I think Cesar Azpilicueta coming into form will be very, very clutch. It'll be interesting to see who starts at left back for Spain as well, Jose Gaya or Jordi Alba. I think that could be a bit of a switcheroonie. But Sweden have a decent side, no Ibra, but they did well in qualification. Poland. So I heard a stat yesterday. Lewandowski's only scored 2 goals in international tournaments, and I'm not sure about his like creative people creating for him. So and Slovakia, I don't know what going on for them. They've got a cool flag though. Look at that. They've got a little boat in that. But I'm gonna go Spain 1, Sweden 2, and I'll go Poland at 3. I think Rob Lewandowski's season might carry them to like a strong finish, but could easily not. Now the group of death. Hungary, Portugal, France, and Germany. So, interesting. Very interesting, to be honest. Because Hungary, before the Szoboszlai injury, could have been like outside bets. Could have been like World Cup 2014 when Costa Rica came through that group with Uruguay, England, and Italy. But I don't think that's going to happen now. Portugal have a very, very good starting 11. I'm not sure about the depth. Obviously, you've got Diaz, Cancelo, Bruno Fernandes, Nuno Mendes, Rui Patricio, Ruben Neves, Cristiano Ronaldo.
If you could take
Okay?
6
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
You're not that guy. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Bruno Fernandes playing balls in. Like I've been tossing and turning with Portugal. Sometimes I think they're going to be like absolutely like terrible. I think they're going to bottle it because there's always a team that bottles it. But like,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? That nigga's tripping.
and I'm going to go France 1. I think that consensus number 1. Obviously had a good game yesterday against Bulgaria, but it is Bulgaria. Mbappe showed glimpses of brilliance, and so did Griezmann. Obviously, Giroud got on the score sheet twice. I'm going to go France at 1. I'm going to go Germany, right, have a very good midfield and attack. Can they calibrate? I'm not sure. They've had a couple of stinky results, but I'm going to go poor Germany. Germany at 2. I think they're in Joachim Löw's last tournament. I think he's going to do well. I'll go Portugal 3 and Hungary to go out. So those are that's what I'm going to say for the group stage. Now, on to picking my third place teams and into the knockout rounds. Okay, so when it comes to the third place teams, it's not who's the best out of these 6. It's kind of how many points do I think they're going to get. So the top 4 that I've gone for is Wales, because I think that Switzerland will have a stinker. So I think Wales will get 3 points, which I think will be enough. I don't think Finland will have enough. I think Scotland will. I think Scotland will be my number 2. I've gone for Portugal at number 3. because I think they could get 4 points potentially. And then for the fourth team, okay, so Austria are in a bit of a weird group. Like, they could get points against everybody, but do I think they will? I think they'll get a win. Poland, interesting again. But my heart's kind of saying Finland. Low-key, my heart's kind of saying Finland. I think, to be fair, if Timo Pukki goes down, I don't think they'll have enough. You know what? I'm going to back the 40-goal-a-season striker, Poland. Lewandowski. Poland's not a striker, but Lewandowski is. Austria and Finland are going to drop out then, but my heart's kind of toying with Finland, because Denmark, as well as I think that they could be, as good as I think they could be, they could also have an absolute hooner, but I'm banking that they don't. Okay, now on to the round of 16. We've got Italy versus Ukraine, Turkey, Denmark, Belgium, Poland, Holland, Portugal, Croatia, Sweden, France, Wales, Spain, Scotland, and England, Germany. Some very interesting ties, especially down this side of the group, this side of the bracket. Okay, Italy, Ukraine. So Ukraine's midfield is very, very good, but Italy, they ain't lost in like 27 games. And I think Mancini's really got them honed in. And if he can sort out their midfield, because obviously you've got Verratti, Jorginho, and Barella, if he can choose which two midfielders he wants to play, you've got Locatelli as well. If he can hold down that midfield and get a midfield that works, Italy could be dark horses to go all the way. In my opinion, they've got a solid defense. They play well against smaller sides. So I'm going to go Italy to win this game. And if Italy go deep, don't be surprised. Turkey, Denmark. I don't think Turkey are actually as good as people say. And this will be the battle of the dark horses. And Denmark, mate, they've got one of the best goalkeepers in the tournament. They've got a very decent defense. They've got Christian Eriksen, and if he's firing, bro, he can win games on his own. Let's just put it that way. So I'm going to go Denmark to win that game. Belgium, Poland. Yeah, Romelu Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne, and Hazard. Don't think there's much stopping them. This could be probably one of the last chances that they have to go deep, and I think they're going to beat Poland. Holland, Portugal. Now, this is an interesting one. If Van Dijk was playing, I really would be interested in this. And this is a repeat of the Nations League final, if I'm not mistaken. But in my mind, I don't think Bruno Fernandes is going to do as well as people think he is, but Ronaldo has to carry at some point. But is he getting too old? That is my belief, and I think Matthijs de Ligt kind of can have him on locks. And if Memphis Depay has a good game, I'm tossing and turning. But I'm going to go with Holland. I think this is going to be the surprise knockout of the round. The European champions to go out in the round of 16, even though they do very well in the Euros. Oh, fuck.
Are you sure about that?
You know what? I will. I'm going for Portugal. That could have gone completely wrong, but I'm going to go for Portugal. Oh, but then Holland are going to have a good group. No, I'm going to go Holland. Final answer, Holland to knock out Portugal. Okay, Croatia, Sweden. Oh, I mean, interesting tie. You got Kulusevski, you got Isak, who obviously had a good season at Sociedad, and you got amazing midfield. Dejan Lovren's not playing. You got Subasic in net. You got Kramaric up front, who's always very, very good. Mandzukic. I'm going to go for a Croatia dub here. Croatia, one of these teams that can absolutely stink or absolutely do bits. And I think they're gonna flop. I'm gonna go with Sweden to win that game. There's gonna be a lot of changes here. France, Wales. Standard France. Spain, Scotland. But one thing I have to say on France is if Kante doesn't have a good tournament, I think they could really get upset. And against a Wales side that have like a poor defense but a decent attack, it could be an interesting game. But Benzema's back, of course. So yeah, this could be an interesting team to look out for. I know that's not a big shout because it's literally France who won the World Cup last time. But yeah, Spain, Scotland, Spain. Scotland will be happy to be in the round of 16, but I'm going to go Spain. Now, England, Germany. So, I've heard a lot of people say that England and Germany could be the biggest flops of the tournament, and I agree with that. And with Germany having Joachim Löw going out, like, after this tournament, they've kind of already got, like, a failure plan. So, if they go out in the group stage, then they've kind of got a failure plan because they've got Hansi Flick coming in the summer. But who I think is going to go through? I think team spirit merchant, Gareth Southgate could possibly win this game. The midfield, like games are won in midfield, and Goretzka, Kimmich, and Kroos is not a midfield to snub at, and Havertz and Werner can cause. You know what? That attack can cause problems, and I think Rudiger's going to hold it down. But England, oh, I'm going to go with my heart over my head. My head saying Germany, my heart saying England. I can't see England going out in the round 16, but Loki can. But England, I'm going to say we're going to win this game, but if they don't, I would not be surprised at all. Okay, now the quarterfinals, we've got Sweden, France, Belgium, Italy, Holland, Denmark, and Spain, England. To be fair, there's not very many difficult ties to guess here. Sweden, France, mate, Sweden, you've had a good run. Quarterfinals in the World Cup, quarterfinals of the Euros. You should be happy with yourself for that one. But I'm going to go France to win that one. Belgium, Italy. Now, this is an interesting one because Italy can hold it down. And if KDB's not back and not fully recovered from his face injury, then I'm not sure what's going to go on here. But I'm going to say Roberto Martinez. Oh, it's the battle of the Robertos. Mancini versus Martinez. I'm going to say Roberto Martinez is able to get past Italy. But defensively, they're not actually that good. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go with Italy to win that game. I think Italy's attack, if calibrated, can cause the defense of Belgium problems because Belgium's defense is not amazing. Even though like some of their players play better at national side, aka like Thomas Meunier. I don't think they'll have enough, but Romelu Lukaku could easily win that game. But I'm going to double down on my Italy take and going to say they're going to go to the semi-finals. Now, Holland, Denmark. People would instantly just go, yeah, Holland, cool. They've got, who have they got? They've got like Van der Beek, De Jong, Depay, De Ligt, all the dirt and the de, yeah? But Denmark, Kasper Schmeichel, Christensen, Vestergaard, Eriksen, Skov. Make sure to watch Skov. He's the winger. I've seen him a couple of times. I swear he played in the Champions League. But I've seen a couple of highlight videos of him, and he's very, very good. So I'm going to go Denmark to go to the semi-finals. Obviously, they upset the odds in 92, I believe, when they won it all. So fun fact, they won the Euros in 1992. I'm going to say they upset the odds again. I don't think Holland will have enough. I don't believe in Frank de Boer. I think if they get past Portugal, they won't get to the semi-finals. I'm going to go Denmark to win that game. Okay, now Spain versus England. This is a good one because this is a manager with cojones against a pussy manager. And low-key, I think Spain can hold their own against England. I really do believe that. And if Gerard Moreno's firing, and he's starting over Alvaro Morata, it could be a long day for England because like without Harry Maguire, we are kind of screwed. But like quality-wise, we should be beating Spain. And every time I think England aren't going to do well, I just think of Jack Grealish. I think of their power off the bench. And I think with all the young players, all the success the young players have had, Reece James, Mason Mount, Phil Foden, I think they'll be able to carry us over the line. I think we'll just squeeze past Spain. Only just though. So I'm going to go France, Italy, Denmark, and England to make it to the next round of the Euros. Okay, so here we go. I think I kind of have gone heart over head because I do believe England will go out versus Spain or Germany. But you know what? Fuck it. Come on, England. Fabio Capello, Didier Drogba, we can all do it. Now, the semi-finals, France, Italy, Denmark, England. Obviously, France, Italy is an interesting one because if France aren't firing, Italy can easily exploit that. You've got, like I said, Jorginho, Barella, Locatelli, Bonucci, Donnarumma. Fullbacks aren't like outstanding. France's defense is incredible though, and the whole team is incredible. So I think France are going to go and beat Italy. It'll be a good run from Italy, but I think in a one-off game, France will be able to beat them. Even though Italy haven't lost in 27 games, could be 28. I don't know. Let me know, editor, football explainer. And now on the semi-final, England's easiest game of the tournament. I think England win this game quite comfortably. I think Denmark, you've had a good road. You've had a good journey to the semi-finals, but I'm going to go England to win that game pretty comfortably, if I'm going to be completely honest. And then France, England. Okay, so in a one-off game, Gareth Southgate does not have my faith. I don't believe in his tactics. I don't believe in his managerial ability.
Words can hurt.
Okay, France have an amazing defense. Can England penetrate that? Yes, because we got players like Mason Mount who can move the ball, Declan Rice who can kind of hold down the midfield. if Jordan Henderson's in that team, he's won big games. France, you've got your Kantés, you've got your Mbappés, you've got your Girouds, you've got your Benzemas, you've got your Varans, you've got your Hugo Lloris, who was obviously good in the last tournament, even though he had a bit of a stinker in the final. And I think if Harry Maguire's back for this game, it could be an interesting one. But really and truly, France should be winning that game. France should be winning that game. This reminds me of the Champions League final. City should have won that game, but on the day, you never know what's going to happen. And the final, I believe, is at Wembley. Oh my God. Bias me is just saying England are going to win that. But, like, if I'm being honest, France should win this tournament at a canter, really. France, England, ip tip do. The cat's got the flu. Out goes chicken pocket. Out goes you. Oh, I'm going to go with France. I'm going to go with France. I'm going to say they're going to repeat their 98 and 2000 run where they won the World Cup, then won the Euros. I think they're going to do it. I think England will just, like, Gareth Southgate doesn't have enough to get us over the line. But well done, England. You got to the final. France, you've won. As you can see, 26% of people said that France were going to win. England, 17%. I think this 17% is just biased England fans, including myself. Like, really and truly, we're probably not going to make it to the final. Belgium, I'm not sure. Eden Hazard had a good tournament after having a bad club season at the Euros in 2016. And it could happen again, but I don't think it's going to be able to carry them. But you never know what could happen. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of my predictions in the comments down below. Who you think is going to win it? Who's your dark horse? Mine's Denmark, as you can see, Denmark and Italy. But let me know who your dark horse is as well. And yeah, roast me in the comments if you think I'm being too biased. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.